Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today. Hope you've had a good week and good weekend planned. And if you will, ask you again to like, share, comment on the post. And then if you'd like to join me, we will be finishing up the book of Ruth today. Ruth chapter 4, and beginning in verse number 17. And looking back, I don't feel that done that great a job in explaining Ruth. Ruth is such a short book, and this story really almost needs to be told in one setting. And just thinking back to how things have gone by chopping it up, it kind of breaks up a beautiful story. And so I hope you'll go back and take time yourself just to read through it. Think about maybe some of the things that we've talked about, but think about them all in one setting as you read through the story of Ruth. We have come really what you might say full circle. We've come all the way around. We started out in the beginning with famine and problems and issues, unbelief, death, hopelessness, all the negative words you can think of. We've been there, and then we end up here at redemption. This little family has been through the meal. They have been in despair. Then they were rescued from their hopelessness and despair, and ultimately saved. God took Ruth's dedication, her commitment, and used it to ultimately bless everyone, as we see in her ancestry, the genealogy that came through Ruth, ultimately leading to Jesus Christ himself, and him then being the Redeemer of all man. And the last few verses of chapter 4 are, again, they end by telling us about the son that was born, and they name him Obed. He was the father of Jesse, and Jesse was the father of David. And so if we were to continue to follow through that genealogy and come down the whole line, we would ultimately end up with the birth of Christ. And so this son is born. You will see him beginning here with the lineage goes on from Obed, then down to Jesse, then to Perez. Ultimately, this genealogy ends with David. And those who were hearing this story, those who were living this story, they would recognize the names here. Those in the next few generations, they would recognize Jesse and David, certainly David and the great king that he became. What they did not realize, again, was the bloodline that was flowing here that ultimately would lead to the Messiah. Boaz and Ruth themselves had no clue. Doesn't seem to be any indication of it. I say they had no clue. Nothing in Scripture indicates that they had any idea of the magnitude of the story that they are part of. But that's a good lesson. And I will confess that I am one who probably like most of you, if you will confess, that when we come to these genealogies, it's easy to skip over them. For one reason, we can't pronounce the names. For another reason, a lot of times, many of the names in these genealogies, that's the only place they're listed. We know nothing about them. We don't have any clue really who they are. But one of the things that I have learned just in the last few years, and basically through doing these studies, is the lesson, the importance of these genealogies, because what we see here is that, again, going back to Ruth and Boaz, that they were making decisions at the time, not wrong, not immoral decisions. They were making decisions that basically that they were making for themselves. They were making, particularly Ruth was trying to take care of herself, her family, and take care of her immediate needs. But what she did not realize was that those decisions ultimately were part of God's bigger plan. And as we wrap up Ruth, there are a lot of lessons we can learn from this little book. But one I want to leave you with and really hope to impress on you is again that truth. Just like Ruth, we don't see the big picture. We don't know the whole plan. We don't know everything that God is working on. We don't know what our grandchildren, great-grandchildren, some of our descendants, what they may become. And so we have to be cautious that we are as faithful to the plan of God, to the will of God, to His purposes as possibly, not just for our own benefit, but for the benefit of our descendants, those who will come after us. And again, you say, well, I just don't know if that's true. It may not be true for you. We never even know if we will have descendants. We never know. But we don't know the other way either. We don't know what kind of descendants we will have. And so it's imperative for you and I to learn from Ruth, to be as faithful, to be obedient to God as possible, because we don't know the long-term effects. We don't know who may be touched, whose lives may be changed, because we were obedient. You think about it. We'll see you here Monday morning, and we will begin studying together the book of Genesis.